And it's recording next, so you can start whenever you're ready.
All right. Well, for those of you that don't know, my name is Nick. Obviously, I attend LeTourneau University. I was born and raised in Chicago, although currently I live in Washington, D.C. Before I start about my testimony, I kind of want to share a little story I heard over the summer about being involved or being committed and the difference between the two. So, how many of you like eggs for breakfast? Show of hands. A lot of you good. How about bacon? Okay. Well, the difference between being committed to something and being involved is the difference between a chicken and a pig. You see, a chicken is involved in making your meal. The chicken, lays the egg and you eat the egg. It's involved. Now you see where I'm going with this. The pig is committed to your meal. So I want to keep that in mind as I'm going through my speech here about being involved and being committed. Because a lot of my Christian life, I was born in a Christian family, so I was involved in Christianity. I went to Awanas and I was taken to church my whole life, so it was really easy to be involved in Christian values and make Christian friends. Make sure I'm going on the right track here. Yeah. So in Chicago, when I grew up going to Awanas with my best friends, and they really had a big impact on me spiritually. They instilled Christian values on me, and I just grew up reading the Bible with them, and it was great. It was great. Like, I was really involved in Christianity, but I wasn't really committed to Christianity. I hadn't made that decision in my heart. It was more of a, my friends are doing it, so I'm going to do it. I ended up moving to Washington, D.C. a couple years after I had made best friends and made good decisions. But when I moved to D.C., I really had to start making my own decisions because I didn't have my best friends next to me, telling me, encouraging me to read the Bible or stay on focus on Christ. So when I moved to Washington, D.C., I picked up wrestling, and that was a big part of my life. Wrestling. I was really committed to the wrestling program in my high school. I wrestled all 4 years, and I was also involved in FCA. FCA and wrestling were probably the two biggest things I did in high school. It was around junior year. I went to a wrestling camp out in Trigo, Montana. It's called LeTourneau Warrior Wrestling Camp. Now, this wrestling camp was intense. It was 2 weeks, and every day from 6 in the morning to 11 at night, you're training. You wake up 6 in the morning and you're running 3 miles, and then you get back, you eat breakfast, you're doing another really long workout for 2 hours. And it was just a great program for training, but not only the physical part was tough, but it was a spiritual wrestling camp too, because it was a Christian wrestling camp. And what they did was they forced you pretty much to answer all these questions about yourself. What do you believe? Why do you believe it? And then after that, you had to make a conclusion about those 2 questions. So after Eternal Warrior, I came back home. I really felt like I had committed to God because of Eternal Warrior. I asked all those questions to myself, and I realized there's nothing really holding me back other than myself. So after Eternal Warrior, I got back. That's when I started integrating my faith into my wrestling. And so you could say I was a Christian wrestler, I guess. And I was really committed to my wrestling and committed to my faith. So that's about the gist of my story. But as far as after that, I found out about LeTourneau shortly after. And now I'm here at LeTourneau with all you guys. You guys are all awesome. I get my Christian brothers on T3. They're always so encouraging. And you go to pray and praise, and you got people praying for you. And Chris and I, sometimes he'll come up to me like, "Hey, did you read the Bible?" And that's just awesome. That's what I love about LeTourneau. So it's great to see a lot of committed people around me, and keeps me committed to Christianity. As far as future, I feel like God's leading me to go into the Marines. I've always had a passion for physical activity and a passion for God. So I feel like I can integrate my faith into the Marines, and just anything can happen. But that's about it. Yeah.